Today we're going to start section 5.3 notes. Again, we're trying to get integrals, and integrals is the area under a curve. In our last section, we made small rectangles underneath the curve and then added up the area of all the rectangles to figure out about the area under this curve. In today's section, when we draw the graph, it's not really a curve, but we can turn it into a geometric shape, and we know how to find area of these geometric shapes. So let's go into the notes. A definite integral is a number. Okay, we're going to actually find an answer now, not just an expression. Whereas an indefinite integral is a family of functions. So the a here on the integral symbol is going to be the lower bound, and the b will be the upper bound. The theorem states if a function f is continuous and closed on the interval from a to b, then f is integrable on a to b. Now, why do we need definite integrals? They provide a way to find the area of a region. So the area is basically the integral from the lower bound a to the upper bound b of the function dx. So let's try a few examples. We want to find the area from 1 to 3 under the curve of 4. Well, let's sketch what 4 looks like. If I draw a pair of axes, the graph of 4, f of x equals 4, is just a straight line. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So there's 4. We want to find the area under this line from unit 1 to unit 3. So I want to find this shaded region here. You can see when I make the region, it's just a rectangle, and the area of a rectangle is length times width. And in this particular problem, the length is 2 and the width is 4. So the area under this curve would be 8. Another proper, so from 1 to 3, 4 dx is 8. Let's try another one. So the graph is x plus 2. What does that look like? It's a line. The y-intercept is 2, the slope is 1. Up 1 over 1, and we can draw the line. Now we want the area under this line from unit 0 to unit 3. What shape did we make here? A trapezoid. It's a trapezoid on its side, though. So if I turn it around, the 3 units would really be here, and we have that shape. So this is the 3 on the x-axis. This distance here is 2 units. We can figure out this distance. Also, it's when the function value at 3, right? So plug 3 into the equation, 3 plus 2, that'll be 5 units. So how do you find the area of a trapezoid? The area of a trapezoid is 1/2 the height, b1 plus b2, which we have all of those lengths or measurements. The height is 3, the base 1 is 2, base 2 is 5, and we get a total area of 21 over 2, or 10.5. So the integral from 0 to 3 of x plus 2 is 10.5. Next one. What does this graph look like? It's a half of a circle, or a semicircle, where the radius is 2 units. So it looks like this. And we want the area from -2 to +2. So you're basically finding the area of a circle, or a semicircle. That's 1/2 pi r squared. And in this particular problem, we can see the radius is 2. So we have 1/2 pi times 2 squared, and get a total area under the curve from -2 to 2 to be 2 pi. Or this integral equals 2 pi. Let's look at some properties of definite integrals. If you were going from the lower bound a to the upper bound of a, what's the area under that curve? Well, you didn't move at all, so the area is just 0. So if the lower and upper bounds are the same, the area under the curve is 0. What if you're going from B to A? It's kind of like backwards, or the opposite, or it's the negative of A to B. The next one. If you're finding A to B, you can break that down. If this is A to B and we have some midpoint C, or it doesn't have to be in the middle, anywhere in the middle, you can break the integral up into two pieces. You can add A to C to B to C to B and get the total area from A to B. So you can add its pieces up. If you have a coefficient, you can pull that coefficient out and then multiply it to the integral. And again, these last two you've seen many times. If you have a polynomial, you can add the integrals up of each piece from their same lower bounds and upper bounds. So let's try some practice on these properties. So notice what's given up here. All the lower bounds are 1, upper bounds are 3. Of x, the area is 2. Of 1 dx, 4. Of x squared, it's 16. So I want from 3 to 1. Not 1 to 3, but 3 to 1. So it's just the opposite of 1 to 3, which we know is 2, so the answer is negative 2. What about 1 to 3 of 3? Well, this is like a coefficient. We can pull the 3 out and do 3 times the integral of 1 to 3 dx. Well, here's 1 to 3 dx, so it's 3 times 4 and get 12. Next, we have a polynomial with coefficients. So the way you would split this up is you can do 2 times the integral of 1 to 3 of x squared minus 3 times the integral of x. Both of these have the dx's. So we have 2 times the integral of 1 to 3 of x squared is 16, minus 3 times the integral of x is 2. So 2 times 16 is 32 minus 6, and get an answer of 26. Let's try a few more. What about from 2 to 3? I always like to think of it on a number line. From 1 to 3, this distance is 2 units. From 1 to 2, it's 4 units. Now, that doesn't really make sense, but think about what you would do to find 2 to 3. You would take the 1 to 3 and take away the 1 to 2, and you would be left with 2 to 3. So we are going to do from 1 to 3 and take away from 1 to 2, and that will leave us with 2 to 3. So we have 2 minus 4, and we're left with negative 2. And wouldn't that make sense? 4 and negative 2 would total up to 2. Try some on your own. We're looking at the integral from 4 to 2 of x dx. So look for x dx, which is right here, and now I want the integral from 4 to 2 instead of 2 to 4. Next, the integral from 2 to 2. I don't even care what this says. What's the integral when you do not change the lower and upper bound? Next, look for 4x dx, or x dx, and then it's 4 times that. So here's x dx, it's 6 units, so now 4 times that. 2 to 4 of 15. 15 is a coefficient. You basically can take the 15 out and find the integral of 2 to 4 of dx, which is given, and then times it to the 15. This is a polynomial. Split it up to the integral of x minus the integral of 8. And remember, 8 is really 8 times the integral of dx. Another polynomial. Again, you're finding the integral of x cubed plus 4 times the integral of dx. Now try some on your own. let's talk about this one. We want from 2 to 1, which we know is the opposite of 1 to 2. So we have, again, I like to look at a number line. From 1 to 3 is given as 2. And then from 2 to 3, it's given as negative 4. So 1 to 2 would be 1 to 3 minus 2 to 3. So 1 to 3 was 2, minus 2 to 3, minus a negative 4. And that is going to leave us with 1 to 2. But we want 2 to 1. Zero to 7 is basically 0 to 5 plus 5 to 7. What about 5 to 0 when we only know 0 to 5? This is an easy one. And that's the end.